Hey everybody, Brian Nowak here. Brian the writer coming to you with a random video for no other reason at all. I'm going to keep it short because what you can't tell is in the other room I have my world famous chicken soup on the stove. It takes about 3.5 hours to prepare. If you're nice to me, I will give you the recipe. It's actually really, really simple. Not very hard at all. What I want to talk to you today about something that happened yesterday. I went to Sterling Fest. Now I love Sterling Fest. It's so shows sort of fall into a bunch of different categories, right? You have an authors festival where it's just all authors. So the Fredericksburg Independent Authors Festival would be a great example of that. The second would be cons. Cons are thematic in nature. They're like Monster Con, Stoker Con, Raven Con, Mysticon. They're thematic. They're show. There's like moderated panels, and there's things to do. There's usually like you have like movie marathons and that kind of thing going on. It's a great time. It's usually like a long weekend event. You don't have to stay there for a whole weekend, but it's great fun. And then there's fests. I like fests. I've done two fests this year. I did one in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It was amazing, would be the right word for it. I mean, the readers came out in droves. It was great. I set my second highest sales record that day, which is not really the reason to do any kind of event, by the way. The big thing is to meet the listeners, meet you guys, because that's my favorite part. Because I could rate books all day, I could put them out on ebooks, I could do whatever, but if I don't ever meet the readers, what's the point? I know a few of you out there that watch these videos on a fairly regular basis know what I'm talking about because you guys come to see me. I cannot describe to you how wonderful that makes me feel that you guys come out and stop by and say hi because it means you care. And I really, really appreciate that. But I wanted to talk also about what do you do at a con? How do you prepare for a con? Well, first of all, I have to inventory all my books, make sure I have enough bags, make sure I have all of the decorations that go on my table. I have to make sure I've got a portable battery that I have to make sure is charged. That thing's great, man. It can hold charge for like months at a time, and it doesn't seem to have any end to how much power it can hold. I know it can charge my cell phone incidentally completely for about 4 days in a row straight with no additional charging needed. It's kind of amazing, kind of an amazing thing, right? And then I plan my trip. I plan my drive out there. This one on Saturday was great. Sterling Fest is, I live in Sterling, so Sterling Fest, it's 7 minutes from the house. It's amazing. But the cool part for me, aside from meeting the wonderful people out there that come to the shows and stop and talk to me. If you're reading this and you've never actually come to a show and stopped by and talk, or reading this, if you're listening to this and you watching, what's wrong with my mouth today? There's a brain mouth connection, not getting quite right. But if you go to one of these shows, stop by my table if I'm there and say hi. Let me know you watched a YouTube video or two, and just come by and say hi, peruse the books, make me talk about them. That's what I do. That's what I'm there for. I do love talking about my books and other people's books and everything. And actually, I'm going to be doing a book review very soon of Come With Me, which is by Ronald Melfi, who is another amazing author. If you've never made it to one of his signings and stopped by and chatted with him, he's just an amazing guy. So another thing I do at these shows, aside from talking to you guys, is I walk around and check out the vendors. That's another really good reason to be a vendor at one of these things. You get to walk around and talk about or talk to the other vendors. Now, I went to one recently. I'm probably violating a YouTube rule or something here. This is Cobbler Mountain Cider. This is the mango lemonade flavor. We haven't actually driven up to the Cobbler Mountain Brewery, but we're going to. That's like heaven. Refreshing, lemony, mango-y. It's just good all around. But that's another thing I love. I love walking around and seeing people. This last weekend, I stopped by at the or not the VFW, the American Legion tent. And I actually signed back up for the American Legion. I haven't been in the American Legion for a while, but I haven't had a post really nearby. So what else? What else went on this weekend? It was just a good all-around weekend. The weather was a little troubling here in Northern Virginia, but anyway, that's my short video. A randomness, a bunch of randomness. So hope you all are having a wonderful weekend. And I suppose if you bother me enough, I may someday actually tell you my secret worldwide, it's famous worldwide, chicken soup recipe. And notice I don't say noodle because I don't actually put noodles in it. Yeah, chicken soup recipe. It'll knock your socks off. And like I said, here's a big spoiler alert, not that hard. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.